beautiful mind like Russell Crowe. I tried to hustle snow. Now I sit in the front row. I had to grow. I've been to and fro. Put holes in Kama Sutra holes. Got hit with bottles, gases left. I needed sutures to close it. If it ain't dope, don't put your nose in it. Stay in a child's place. This grown man business. I bear my soul like a naked witness, telling my own story. I guess I'm snitching.
What up, though?
What up, though? What up, though? Welcome in to Give Me My Props Sports Betting Podcast. I am Larry Williams, a.k.a. that dude that keep getting jumped on by his girlfriend and brother. And that is Jan Bond, a.k.a. Jininjuice.
What up, though?
What up, though, everybody? So let's get down to business. Last week, our girlfriend and brother jumped on us, okay? When you go to 3-1, you just didn't have a very positive week. But we felt like we reached a little bit, and we didn't have a lot of data to go off of. So we're gonna give it another shot, run down through there. But we can kind of recap and talk about where we did take that reach at. And I'm going to say we disagree on the Buffalo game. He's not going to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you that. We disagree on the Buffalo game, but I just acquiesced to a viewpoint because the numbers did line up in his favor. But the super reach, tell them about the super reach last week.
Oh yeah, the Dallas was a reach. I reached for that one. I can admit that. I mean, I did hit that Minnesota. Was real confident about Minnesota over Green Bay, but the Dallas was a reach. And those of you follow me on Action Network because I do make after our bets. Like after the podcast is over, I might put something else in. I put a Pittsburgh +7 in, 6.5 +6.5. Put a Mike Evans in. I hit, but y'all didn't reap the benefits of that. But follow me on the Action Network app, and you'll get those bets.
All right. And so now that we have most humbly explained ourselves about where we reached at, and we can move on into week two. Week two start off with a bang. It was a game we both disagreed on. That's why we didn't bring it to y'all. It was the Chargers and Chiefs. Very good game. Bang, bang. Chargers looked in charge early. Herbert threw the big pick. I think that's where things went downhill. I picked the Chiefs in the game. You picked the Chargers. You want to tell them why?
Well, I was going with the Chargers, but I wasn't going to bet it because they split last year, and I think they're going to split again. So I wanted to wait and see what happened, and not go the other way for the next time they play. That's a future bet.
So what he's basically saying is, whoever won the first game, he's going the other way on the second game because they played twice their divisional opponents. We can move on to a game that we're probably not going to bet, but it should be a good one. Got the 1-0 Giants at home against the Panthers. I like the Panthers in this game. I don't think they're going to be able to contend with the run attack. I think McCaffrey bounces back tonight. Has a really good game, and Saquon's looked really good lately, but I just don't trust the Giants. I'm taking the Panthers on this one. Baker gets his first win. Where you at on this one, Jim?
I kind of don't know about this one. I'm gonna pass. But I do like Saquon. But I'm gonna pass this game. It's just
Saquon putting up some lovely fantasy numbers for me. I appreciate you, Saquon. I don't have little Saquon. Like I ain't rich like that one guy. He got the little Saquon. I got my own version of it. Let's move on. Looks like we're going to Pittsburgh. Got the 0-1 Patriots against the 1-0 Steelers. I like the Steelers in this one, Jan. They look really tough. Beat a tough Cincinnati team who was really chomping at the bit to get after them. I don't think Belichick has much success against Pittsburgh at home. Tell me more about this, and what do you think, Jan?
I like Pittsburgh also. Pittsburgh, one of them ugly teams that nobody seems to get on. They won me a lot of money last year. Um, and actually, Mike Tomlin, since 2012, Pittsburgh as a home underdog is 12-3 against the spread. 12-3.
12-3, folks. So, listen, Jan, you got to tell the people when they hit and they go to the water cooler or what have you and start talking these stats at their job, what you gonna tell them to do?
Hey, give me my props.
Hey, you better give me the prop, okay? We're taking the Steelers on that one, and I'm probably gonna bet that. I'm gonna bet that.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
Steelers plus 2.5. You can get it for 2.5 right now on MGM, but it's pretty much two or better. Pretty much all the books.
okay. We got the Rams and the Falcons. The Rams and the Falcons. Rams are at home. Matt Stafford didn't look good last week. Where you going on this?
This is a pass for me. They actually have the Rams favored by 10. I think 10 is a very high number. They looked awful last week. This is a stay away. The Atlanta, believe it or not, has two good corners, AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward. They solid corners. I'm staying away from this game. 10 is a lot. I mean, I lean Rams, on the money line, but the money line doesn't pay anything. I'm staying away. This is stay away from me.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Rams in the game. I mean, if you're gonna mix it up in a parlay that you decide to put together, remember no more than three teams, folks. Um, that's one of our hard rules here. No more than three teams in the money line, or we don't think you should. Sometimes four, but if you're gonna mix it up, I'm taking Rams money line. Let's move on. Divisional game. Look better than we thought, Jan. Geno Smith. Now in that game, okay, and they're facing off at home against the 49ers. Lost a big game to Chicago last week, and Geno, he looked really good. But if you watched it closely, toward the end of the game, he started to turn back into the pumpkin. You know the beautiful dress. It started to turn back into the ugly maid uniform. But by the time that he turned all the way back to Cinderella, heck, they were in the locker room, Jan. He was gone. They won. So I'm gonna take Geno for some more of that Cinderella magic again. In the away game against San Francisco. What do you think, bud?
I'm with Seattle plus 9. I think that 9 is way too high. Seattle has had San Fran's number the last couple of years. They swept them last year and they swept them the year before. And I know Russ was on that team, but they still shouldn't lose by 9 points. That's a lot of
So
points.
so 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 for the purpose of betting, you're telling our fam out there, you're telling them to take the points. I like the money line. I'm not gonna lie. I like the money line. But for the purpose of betting, you're saying take the points. Is that what your analysis is telling us to do?
Just to be safe, if you want to be safe, take the 9. I do like Seattle in this game.
All right, moving on. A uh, a battle tested, beat up Cowboys team at home against a battle tested, beat up Bengals team. Tough loss against Pittsburgh last week. Very down to the wire situation there. Dallas never really took off. Tampa kind of handled them the entire game. Micah Parsons showed up big, but it just wasn't enough to stop Brady in the game. I don't think it's going to be enough to stop Jamar Chase in the game, or excuse me, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in the game. Um, I am going to take the Bengals in this one. Jan, what are we doing on this? Where are we
Uh,
going?
I'm not betting this. I'm gonna pass this one, but I'm going to go Bengals on the money line. I think the Bengals should beat Dallas with a backup quarterback. Dallas didn't look good. CeeDee Lamb looked like he might not be a number one receiver. They didn't look real good at all. They didn't have a number two or number three receiver. I don't know who them dudes were. But CD Lamb definitely didn't hold up his end. And with a backup quarterback, I can't see them beating Cincinnati. But I think the number's still kind of high. They got the Bengals minus 7.5. So I'm going to pass the game.
Uh, well, we're both favoring the Bengals in this thing. Don't like it. Here here's my my game that I think that I'm gonna jump on. Uh, we got the Broncos at home, tough loss against Geno, against the Texans. Thing went down to the wire last week against the Colts. They did the best they could, didn't work out. I'm going Broncos. I'm going Broncos in this one. For the purpose of betting, the purpose of talking to our fans, everybody trying to make a little money here, Dan. What we gonna do on it?
I mean, I don't like the number. I do like the Broncos to win, but the 10 is, I think 10 is high. Once you get to double digit numbers, it kind of get high. Um, I'm gonna pass it as far as betting, but if you can, and I tried to parlay this with a couple things, but it's not great numbers, so I pass this game. But I do like Denver just as a pick 'em.
In the Pick'em situation, we're taking Denver, so that's a money line. Like I said, you can probably go ahead and mix that there with something else that you're feeling strong about, and try to create some decent odds for yourself. Remember, we're even money hunters, so once you get to plus 100, everything after that's just it's just icing on the cake. This is a cumulative thing here we're trying to do. And right now we're down a little money, but that's okay. Um, we can move on. Cardinals at home. Cardinals away against the Raiders, the Vegas Raiders at home. Um, the Raiders looked really tough last week. Couldn't get the win, unfortunately. Cardinals looked a little bit disheveled. I'm taking the Raiders in this one. What do you think?
I like the Raiders also as a pick 'em, but I don't like this number. 5.5. I think they're a little closer. This probably be a close game. Um, but I do like the Raiders as a pick 'em, but I'm not betting this one.
I mean, people gonna think we're not even. Ain't this supposed to be about sports betting? Like we're not. What are we gonna bet? Here's one. Here's one. I know. Listen, I'm giving as many. I'll give 1,000 points. Can do they have plus 1,000 on there? I mean, excuse me, minus 1,000. I'm doing this. The Bears at excuse me the Packers at home against the Bears. Give me the Packers. I think it's somewhere close to 9 or 10 points. I'm giving those points, no problem. Bears won the game, but they looked a mess. Aaron Rodgers looks upset. I expect him to get some revenge against the Bears. I don't know when the last time that the Bears have beat them. I'm taking the Packers, and I'm giving as many points as Hollywood said last year, or Vegas, excuse me.
Yeah, and I actually think this is our best bet. I don't like double digit spreads, but this one I do like. Um, 5 out of the last 6 times they played, the Packers have beaten the Bears by 10 or more. Like 5 out of the last 6 times. Um, Bears are. I don't like the roster. They beat a. They won a game in the monsoon. I give them credit for that, but they roster is not good. Give me the
Lambo.
Packers. Yeah, give me the Packers minus 10. And this might be the only double digit spread I take the whole year. but I'm confident in this one.
Here goes another double-digit spread. Tennessee going out to Buffalo, where one of my favorite rappers, a guy I keep telling you guys to listen to, well, telling you to listen to, Benny the Butcher. I know you up on him, but I'm telling you, it's the My First Brick album. You need to get that. You need to put that into your thing there. I'm taking the Bills. Hopefully, my man Benny and Conway and them up at the game, and Gunn, of course. That whole crew. Hopefully, they're there, and hopefully, those guys experience some success. I think that the Bills. I think they're giving up 10 points, 9 or 10 points, whatever it is. I'm giving it up against Tennessee. I like them against the Giants. They didn't get it done. I'll take the Bills, and I'm giving up as many points as I need to.
Well, I'm gonna play with the fire. I'm gonna play with fire. You know, I touched the stove last week with the Bills and they burnt me, but this week, I think the number is too high. I mean, the Bills look good. No, don't get me wrong. In Tennessee,
Good.
they looked great. They looked great. They looked great.
Yeah.
But week two is always the overreaction week in football. In Tennessee, I said last week, Tennessee plays down to their competition. They also play up to their competition too. Tennessee actually beat Buffalo last year. They actually beat the Rams last year. They actually beat the Chiefs last year and lost to the Jets.
Tennessee lost to the Jets. Yeah, they lost to the Jets. Let's talk about that.
Right. So I know they lost to the Giants, but they won. They actually won the last two games against the Bills. And you know the Bills probably could win this game, but 10, I think 10 is way too high. Um, Derrick Henry went for like 147 and 3 touchdowns last year. I don't think they have an answer for Derrick Henry. I seen Micah Hyde get ran over, even though he's a great safety or a pro safety. But he wants no parts of Derrick Henry. So I just don't see them getting blew out. I think Tennessee keeps it close. If they do lose, it'll be a last second field goal or it come down to the wire. I just don't see Buffalo blowing them out.
Okay. I'm smelling another blowout. You know, if they blow out the Rams, I'm inclined to believe they're gonna blow out. I'm inclined to believe they're gonna blow out Tennessee. Call me crazy, but that's where I'm at on that. Let's move on. Got another tough divisional matchup. The Buccaneers marching in there against the Saints. I'm taking Tom Brady in this. I can't go against Brady twice. I'm taking Brady in this, and not sure what the line is on that, but I'm inclined to give up as many points as I need to. But definitely a Brady money line for me.
Yeah, I actually bet this. I took the money line, but they got it right now. They have it at I think 2.5. They're giving the Saints 2.5 points, and Brady has not beaten the Saints since he's been a Buck. The Saints have actually won the last 5 out of 6 games they played against them. 4 in the regular season. They struggle against the Saints. Lattimore pretty much takes um, the receiver out. Mike Evans, he pretty much takes him out.
Receiver, yeah.
He pretty much takes him out.
And they don't have a number 2 receiver right now.
Right,
They
yeah.
don't.
Yeah, I don't know how much Julio got. Julio looked good last week. I don't know how much he has left.
Allen Robinson was non-existent. Julio looked old, um, but he did have a couple of strong catches. They want to bring him back, but he's just a step slower, Julio. Um, but I still can't afford to not take him. I'm taking the Buccaneers. You're taking the Saints. You got the evidence to prove it. Betting purposes, ladies and gentlemen, I would say, don't listen to me. Listen to him. He's got the stats. I'm just the guy that goes off of, feeling, love for the game, what I've seen before, some of the history. But when you talk about, teams that Brady struggles against as a Buccaneer, this is one of them. But I can't turn my back on him. I got the Michigan hat on, Jan. How am I going to pick against Brady? I got the Michigan hat on today, brother. I can't do it. Let's move on. Now, this is a game that I feel nobody's going to believe this, or maybe because they didn't look great last week. The Colts going to Jacksonville, and I am picking the Jags. I am picking the Jags in this one. Last I looked, the Colts don't do well when they go to Jacksonville. I'm taking the Jags in this one. Tell me who and tell me why, Jan.
Oh, actually, the Colts struggled in Jacksonville for whatever reason. It don't matter who the quarterback is. It was Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz. They haven't won since 2015 in Jacksonville for some
Wow.
strange reason.
Well, those are luck days, right? They had luck days, didn't they?
Yeah, it's been multiple quarterbacks. So this spans over like three quarterbacks, four quarterbacks. Now this is a weird stat, but Jacksonville for some strange reason they dominate the Colts in in Jacksonville. We hit this bet last year, the last game of the season. All he had to do was win the game to get in the playoffs. We went with Jacksonville last year. We hit it. I'm going again. I'm gonna keep betting this so it don't hit anymore.
And I mean, it'll probably end at some point. I hope it don't end Sunday. I'm not expecting it to end Sunday. Let's move on. Our hometown Lions, our tough loss last week. They came back, wasn't enough versus the Commanders. And you want to say the R word so bad. When you talk about Washington, you want to say the R word so bad, but they're the Commanders now, ladies and gentlemen. So let's be respectful of our brothers and sisters, the natives of this land, and we're going to call them Commanders. Either way it go, can't believe it. The Lions is favored in this game. And I honestly don't like to pick against the home team, but I'm doing it. Okay, give me the Commanders. I just don't trust the Lions for whatever reason. Well, there are multiple reasons. I remember one year it was 16 reasons. So it. You know, give me the Commanders. That's money line. You know, that's where I am. Where are you and why?
I'm gonna lean Washington too, but I'm not betting it. Actually, I like the Lions when they are a underdog. They covered last week, and those of you didn't see the last week's show, the Lions they were actually third in the whole entire NFL against the spread last season. So they start out 1-0 against the spread. Now they're
But
favorite.
they're so bad.
Right, right. Right. Yeah, they're bad. In Vegas, think they're worse than they are. So they obviously covers those spreads. But now they're favorite. You know what I'm saying? So are they gonna cover this one being favorite? I don't know. I don't know. you know.
Vegas, you hate the Lions.
But I'm gonna pass it as far as betting. But as a pick 'em, I'll take Washington.
Here's a game I know you might like to bet, but I'm not sure what the line is on this one. You're gonna have to help me out with this. Jets going to Cleveland. Browns are a little better than everybody thought they were. Jets are a little worse than everybody thought they were. Uh, I'm taking the Browns in this one. I like Nick Chubb in the game to go out there and get things done. Uh, uh, what do you think about this?
I actually like
This is
the.
a game we bet.
Uh, you bet it.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
What's the line on this?
6.5. They got they're giving the
Ah,
Jets 6.5. I think the number a little too high. Like I think the
yeah,
number.
that's a little high.
Yeah, I do like Cleveland to win, but Cleveland right now is an ugly team. I mean, they ugly anyway. They're gonna pound the ball. They're gonna run Kareem Hunt. They're gonna run Chubb you. They're gonna Chubb you to death, Hunt you to death. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run the ball, throw short passes. Um,
They got a really good defense too.
they do. They're an ugly team, and I actually like them. But as far as beating somebody by 7, I don't know if that's going to happen. They're going to be in a lot of games, and they're probably going to win some games. But I just don't know if they're going to cover the spread. So I don't like the number. If you can parlay this, I will take the Browns.
And, and I saved these two games for last. Now, the way the games came to y'all today, you probably didn't see the games like this printed anywhere, so we had some technical difficulties, but we got we through the schedule. But these are the best two games of the weekend, in my opinion. So and I'll first start with Miami at Baltimore. I like the Dolphins in this one. I don't think they're favored. Them to go in there and rattle Lamar's cage a little bit and kind of knock him off that pedestal that he sits on with the contract issues and the potential MVP type season. based on what the pundits and the peanut gallery is saying. I like the Dolphins to go in there and get it done in this one.
Yeah, yeah. I actually like the Dolphins as well. And I actually bet this. They're giving Miami 3.5. I think I took the 3.5. Uh, yep, I took the three and a
I
half.
said, I'm taking those 3.5. Goodness gracious, I hadn't placed my bets yet for the week. I've been having a really crazy week. Back to work and homecoming. I got a junior over here, and things are pretty crazy. But I haven't placed my bets. But I think I'm going to jump on that. 3.5 is a really good number. I think they're going to win the game through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they're gonna actually win the game. They dominated them last year. I think the game was 22-10. Don't quote me on that, but they dominated them. This the game. They pretty much zero blitz Lamar like 80% of the defensive snaps. They didn't change up the
So,
defense.
so for our listener who didn't play football, who don't know what a zero blitz, tell the folks what a zero blitz is.
Pretty much no deep safeties. Everybody man up on the route runners and everybody else blitzing pretty much.
So it's like that Madden play where all the lines are going down.
Yeah, yeah. All the red
So
lines
that
going
is
down. Yeah,
all
yep,
the lines are going
yep. No
down.
deep safeties. Everybody's 1-on-1, and the Ravens do not have receivers that can beat 1-on-1 coverage. And they actually got worse in the receiver department. Hollywood Brown said, "Get me up out of here. I want to go back with my college teammate. Get me up out of here." And the receivers are worse. I mean, they do have one of the best tight ends in the league, but
Mr. Andrews is tough. He's tough.
He's definitely, but
In fact, he's employed by my fantasy team, the Murder Man. Okay.
but I just don't think it's enough. They still can't run the ball. The Ravens running backs are still hurt. I think J.K. Dobbins is coming back this week, but even with him 100% healthy, it wasn't like he's like, top 10 running back.
He is C plus.
Yeah, he's decent.
He is not. Yeah, he's not a
decent.
B running back in my opinion. Definitely not.
So I actually like Miami in this. Give me the +3.
Okay.
And
our final game, folks, on the schedule. This is gonna be a doozy. The Vikings, very very beautiful roster. Manhandled Green Bay last week against the Eagles. Almost like the Lions claw their way back in that thing. The Eagles are at home in this one. I like the Vikings. I like the wide receiver, the young kid Jefferson. I mean, there's nothing not to like about the Vikings. I do like Jalen Hurts. I do like what they do out there in Philadelphia. I just don't think they can beat the Vikings. I think they take that next step up. Give me the Vikings in this.
Yeah, I actually like the Vikings as well. I might not bet it. Check if y'all follow me on the Action Network app. I might put in a late bet on this game, but I'm not betting it as of right now. But I do like Minnesota. But I probably will bet it. Just check the app and you'll see my bet if I put it in or not. But but I do like Minnesota's roster. Actually, I like the Eagles too as well. The Eagles should probably win this division, the NFC East.
I mean, that's not
Right.
and Northeast High School will win the Clarkville division, where no, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We went through the picks. We gave y'all some crazy stuff today. Just make sure you give my props when you start talking about Miami. Jacksonville beating Indianapolis a lot of times at home. Make sure you give Jen his props when you start talking about the Bears not being able to beat Aaron Rodgers at all, or New Orleans smacking around Tom Brady or Buccaneer Brady. Make sure you get Jen. Tell them what to do.
Hey, give me my props.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we love y'all. Thank thank you. You're supposed to say thank you to the people. Hey, listen, y'all. He don't care.